Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and today's reading is for Gemini. Again, the last card, honestly, if I could find a way to not know which zodiac sign I'm talking about, I would prefer that. I don't know why, it's like, I just don't want to be influenced by this. But anyways, today, let's see if the cards show me what I should talk about. Because, whenever I make a reading, before that, I always have an idea already what it is, where it is going to. Oh, yeah. Talks. Ah! Should I take them all? Yeah, let's do it like whatever, right? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's a message. Yeah, okay. What? Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, of course. So, benefactor, grace and generosity. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, this is cool. Stranger, curiosity, and the whale song resonating. Oh, yes, yeah. I already know where this reading is going. Just love it. So, let's see. Oh, yay. Nature. Oh, healing. Oh, we like that, don't we? Healing. What's that? Oh, access. Yeah. So this reading clearly wants to talk about collaboration. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It continues. Oh, Mao. Yeah. That's my favorite animal, Mao. And oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the ghost card. Yeah, it has to be in there. So for me today, I think you don't understand, when you see it's also something I don't understand, so I have to put it into the reading. It's this collaboration, and benefactor and everything. So I think collaboration is a big point of repairing something that is out of alignment with everybody of us, if every creator, in a way, right? Because collaboration is, I think, the solution to help each other, right? Because if we collaborate, if everybody would collaborate with creators they admire, then things could be made easier. Life could be easier. It could be just also to make a living. It would be easier if you would team up with people who are worth, in a way, collaborating with. But there's a fine line between this. It's this fine line here. It's also with the favorite animal, right? Every creator has a unique expression of their own beingness. And by collaborating with someone, there seems to be this unspoken agreement, maybe, or it just seems to be that there's this, that you, of course, if you would collaborate with someone, you 100% support their work. But is this really the truth? It's just, that there's an issue with this when everybody is just their own whale in their own bubble, right? There's this, wanting to fight for your own right, for your own survival. But are we really a species that is supposed to fight on their own? Or are we a species that is supposed to be together, like everybody, and supported, throughoutly? But there's this issue with the collaboration that I think is probably the main problem with it that needs to be healed, because everybody is a force of nature, right? They grow based on their own life experiences. They grow and they come to conclusions, and they are expressing themselves in a way that they think is valid, right? And it's just a unique expression, and you cannot really put, or you cannot put a worth behind everybody's expression, because they are all worth the same. But these days, with those numbers that we have, right, with all the numbers on the cards, it seems to me that the worth of everyone is defined by numbers as well, just because how, I guess, lucky or successful people have been in gathering numbers, right? Because most of the time people express online, right? They express their that's the outlet that we have, right? We put it online. That's the most common way of expressing, and which is okay. I mean, yeah, that's the point about the collaboration that I wanted to talk about. It's about sharing those numbers to become one force that is bigger than what you would be alone, right? So, but this unspoken thing that I was just mentioning about collaboration, it seems to me that people are very selective about collaborating with other people, because of reputation. So if you are not 100% aligned with the work or the expression that someone else brings to the table, then you are a bit, then it's almost like the collaboration is already off the table, in a way, right? You have to be 100% supportive. That's a rule, in a way. But what if this rule is not really the truth? Because even if you love someone and you are in a relationship with someone, you don't agree 100% with this other person about certain things. So why would a collaboration automatically be the assumption that you agree 100% with the work of someone else? You know? It's a fear-based thing. It's this having a favorite animal, and therefore, not valuing the nice things about another animal, or the beauty of it, just because you have one favorite animal. Do you know what I mean? This and of course there's a curiosity to it, and the light and the dark side. You know about it. I switched it. Did you see that? That's interesting. Yeah. So well, the most conscious beings, they know that there's that what it all comes down to is that it would be easier if we would all work together and everything, and if no one would sit there secluded in their bubble of fortune and be just their own, just there. It's a nice place to be in, to have your own kingdom, right? But there's so much more to it, to spreading it and giving it further. It's like giving everybody a slice of the cake, and not being responsible for what they do with it. That's almost what is really the tricky part about a collaboration, because there's this consideration of this always. And of course, there are some collaborations which are really not possible, because the point of, like, the viewpoint, or it's just too much of the opposite. It just wouldn't make sense. And if you cannot collaborate with someone you really don't like, for example, you cannot do that. But I think you are aware of the limitless possibilities if everybody would work together instead of apart. If this would be one system that is like a beehive, right? As this goes, though, it's almost like there are some collaborations which are unseen, but they're still happening, even though there's nothing being spoken about, but still it's happening. It's the divine orchestration of life. That's a collaboration as well, right? I started with work, but it's also about nature and healing and everything. So the underlying energies that you pick up with someone who is closer to your soul family than someone else, right? So there are those similarities that you can look at and witness if you dig deeper and you see the signs. And it's about a collaboration that was not really consciously made. Even from, if you look at it's a telepathic thing. If you maybe you don't even know some people you are collaborating with, but your higher self already does, and therefore it's already sipping through. And this is a very it's a very tricky energy, because it requires some healing to also see that this energy is not just about collaborating. It is very emotionally loaded, if you notice that, right? And that's where the tricky part is about collaborations. It's one part about logic and benefactor and this type of thing, it's a very it's a very work related thing, right? It's work. It's this word alone is a bit, it's also for me causing issues, because it always appears to be inauthentic, right? Whereas a soul collaboration is very authentic and aligned in a way, right? And therefore it stirs up some emotions, right? And again, those bubbles, though. Look, there's a whole soul family coming together and collaborating consciously or unconsciously. And it's 1, 2, 3. It goes further like this. It's way bigger. It's huge. It's huge. And it's, as soon as it comes to Earth and is visible, it causes a lot of fear also. But I think what this reading wants to point to is, if every one would work together openly, not like there's a connection that goes soul connection, but there's also some other connection of based on what you discover consciously and you just like it, there's this. But if everyone would collaborate, it would create something much bigger than what can be created just with one type of work. If a collaboration that goes beyond, that is way bigger than can be looked at. There's almost like with the ghost, it's almost like you cannot even trace it back. That's how big it is. You cannot even. It's so huge that and there are always parts being added. It's like this person is always finding some new bubbles to add to the big picture. But why was I drawn to talk about collaboration so much? Oh, yeah, there we go. Limitless possibility. Yeah, because there are bits and parts in every creation that, if everybody would work together on something, you know, it would create something much bigger, and that's the bridge, you know. And it's also about everybody benefiting with the benefactor card from everybody else. It's a whole, you know, it's like everybody is getting wings, and they are all working together on one big picture. But what is the big picture? It's oneness, right? Yeah, it's realizing and accepting and knowing that we are all one, that we are all sitting in this together, and that even if we have some core values that are not aligned, that in the end we are still one big system. And if we would all support each other without the force of we have to like everything what everybody else does to even be able to collaborate, which is, it seems to me that this is the common ground these days to actually even get a collaboration going. Do you know what? It's like cat and dog people. They can love each other. They can. In a way, right? But they can also disagree on things. It's about, yeah, that I think for me, cat and dog people, this is a core value that is certainly misaligned. If, you know, that's, I don't know, there's something very basic about this. It seems to me that cat and dog people don't understand each other. Because, but still, even in nature, you can see cats and dogs being friends, right? So it's about that, and it's about knowing that if you would if we would accept that we are all one and we are all loving each other for bits and pieces that are lovable, but also the acceptance that we also can disagree on things, because not even parents agree with their children, especially them, I guess. You know, that's how issues are being caused, you know, but it's this, then we could make a place, this place, a better place. We could all benefit from each other. We could all enhance each other's bubbles and grow together instead of growing apart. And that's what it is all about. It's about, in a way, well, forgiveness. It's not about making mistakes or something like that. No, it's not like that. It's more about a shared vision of everyone being able to express and being fully authentic the way they are, without the indoctrination of this cruel place we also have created. It's about repairing the wounds in everybody, and repairing the wounds and accepting the wounds, because they form us, right? They form us, and they form our opinions, and they form everything. And it's about loving everyone to the, you know, and loving also means accepting the differences, accepting the core values that are different, but still loving them to a degree that can only be understood once you've reached a higher part of your soul. Because, you know, it's about about loving and sharing and being one community, and also embracing the individuality of everyone and accepting the individuality and the wounds of everyone, because everyone has wounds. Everyone has still something to heal. And even if you would put a stamp on someone and say they are healed, they are still formed by the wounds. And even after healing, and even after, working through all the lessons and everything, there's still, what's left is the form, right? And accepting that this form is, and loving that this form is different, that's what we all want to go to. And we want to, if this wouldn't be a secretive mission anymore, and if this would be outspoken and almost a big festival of everybody coming together, even people who have caused each other wounds, and looking at each other's faces and into each other's eyes and still saying, well, but there has been a reason for that, and it's good, because we all come here to make each other learn. That's what it's all about. And by repairing this and accepting this and forgiving each other and coming together openly, we could create a world and a system and become a beehive that is much bigger than everybody secluded in their bubbles, And it's not about, also, collaboration is so much about also the level people are at, right? There are some people who are still in the beginning phases of their discovery, of their soul digging, and of their healing journey. Why would you exclude them? Why? No, they have to be in their bubble and work on themselves until they are so lonely that this causes a wound itself? It's not about this judging of this anymore. It's about supporting this. It's maybe, it's just about, it's also a support system. It's not about just picking the ripe cherries from the tree and putting it into the fruit salad, right? It's about also helping each other to find a way to get where, just to share the wisdom. And this will resonate, this is like looking at someone, loving their work, and taking this as your base and adding some other works as well, and doing it, creating something new with it, and working with the parts that you really like and enhancing those, and just supporting everything until, this is how you can speed up the process of resonance. It's like it's a Wi-Fi system that's, where the signals, they get enhanced. And if there would be just one small signal, it would be just not reach as many. But, and then at some point you reach a bigger Wi-Fi resonator. I don't know how this is being called, but you know what I mean. It's just supporting, and I think it just wants to speak about this. And also the dark side of this, because there are some conceptions that are in the way, and there's some mental things like, I cannot collaborate with you because you haven't done all the work. But what does it mean? Well, there's a judgment, isn't it? It's this, no, I can especially collaborate with you because you can benefit from my experience. Or, you know, it's also with those numbers, this is always a judgment, you know. Is this card worth less just because it has 3 on it? And this has 39? There's no worth that that's not a judgment about worth. It's just a judgment about that's a judgment that we take, you know, whenever we look someone up and we're like, oh, they've got numbers. No, it's not about that. Everybody's value and worth is as much as everybody else's. I think you know that. But still we feel humble and small whenever we meet people who are a bit bigger, number-wise, even though they are not. They are the same. Just some life lessons just don't add up to a continuous work, you know. Some life lessons just add up to different life experiences in different areas, right? Yeah, and it's about becoming one. So, of course, those who are already evolved and creatively very much on a level, of course they could help each other to grow. And then everybody's life would be easier. No one would be forced to live a double life anymore. I think a Gemini really included a double life, I think, right? Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's about enhancing each other's creativity, enhancing each other's love, and becoming a big subculture of the new world that is a better world than the one that we are currently living in. And if we are continuing to live in this cruel, secluded, isolated place, there will be no future. No future that is, well, there is a future, but it's not a future that you want to look forward to. It's about recognizing this and acting on it before it's too late. It's about having the access and, yeah, the love for everyone. It's about healing each other, you know, they are sitting. It's about grace and generosity. It's this sitting together on this funny mushroom. And yeah, becoming healing each other, because there are always parts of, you can always recognize parts of you in someone else. And it's not, you know, sometimes it's more obvious, like this with this, you know, sometimes it's more obvious, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a little bit more subtle, yeah. But still, that's what it's about. It's about becoming a system that is creating a new system, a better world. Of those, you know, who are still, who haven't, maybe you have been in this bubble, but are wanting to break out of this. Yeah, it's very hippie, very hippie nature, you know, holding each other's hands, free love and such, yeah. Funny. So let's see if there's a Moonology card that wants to mention something. I don't know if this reading is helpful. It's just a seed of mind, and it wants to point out some difficulties, but also how to overcome them with this. You don't have to support someone 100% or align with someone 100% to love them and to still support them. Also, just openly, right? Because it's none of your responsibility, so to say, to see, to judge about this in a way, right? In the end, we all arrive there, I'd say. I'm pretty confident that we all will. Time to give rather than take. And have faith in your dreams. Yeah, it's about that. It's about giving, but also through giving, receiving. And I think you have understood it fully. And there are some people who have, and there are some people who are still sitting in their own secluded bubble and they don't want to share. But eventually we all get there, right? Because it's just more fun doing it together and having a community. It's not fun. We have been through isolation enough these days, right? It's just more fun to be together in all of this than apart. Yeah. So if this is your dream, have faith that it will come to fruition. Additional info is in the letter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.